Welcome to Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where three veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that, animation and video games. I am one of your hosts. I am Jeff Gabor, and I am an animator at Blue Sky Studio. And over in Stamford, Connecticut is another guy.
I'm Michael, and if you don't know my last name by now, I don't know how you got here.
It might be somebody new. You never know.
You never know.
Refer to the older episodes. They might be better.
And the third person of this band is
Pete Paquette, Boston area animator extraordinaire, if you will.
There you go. Pete being
What
positive.
what would our band name be if we did play a band? Also, who would be what? Pete's definitely the bassist.
Yeah, he's got that voice for the bass, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about an a cappella group?
No.
No, I mean, if you were to
Like,
be...
if we were Blink-182, we'd be like Scumbucket 49.
Oh my God.
Well, welcome to the show, everyone.
Well, you know that brings up an old memory. Is I was in a band of animators at Blue Sky at one point called the Plain Whites.
That's right. Before the plain white tees were a thing.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Was it just a bunch of white dudes?
Yeah, we totally sucked.
Cool.
We were just having fun, honestly.
Dude, there's still video of Simmons with his shirt off rocking out.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's out there somewhere. If you have it, please send it to me.
Anyway, so every episode of ours starts the same way with an animation tip, and this one comes, well, later in this episode, you're going to get a little bit of a small interview with two interns at the current Blue Sky Animation
Internship.
Yeah. So anyway, coming off of that interview, one little low-hanging fruit of a tip, which I can't believe we've never covered, but I think it's because we just forget how integral it is to our process, is just the simplicity of a dry erase marker on your monitor.
Oh, I love it.
I can't believe we haven't mentioned it before, but that's like it's a quick and dirty way.
Are you sure?
I looked over our little thank you Daniel for putting together this super large list of every single tip we've ever had.
Daniel, who give him a shout out proper.
Don't make me
Caballos.
I know I'm gonna butcher the. See, you can
maybe it's Ceballos. I don't know. Sorry, Dan.
Or Ceballos, or.
It's definitely a Y because it's the double L.
Yeah, definitely that.
Anyway, thanks, buddy.
Now that we've butchered that, well done.
Well,
it's not much of a quality shout out if you have to talk about the pronunciation.
He's loving it. We're talking about it for a minute, and just again, big shout out to him because he has compiled a Google document with every animation tip we've ever done.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I couldn't even get through it all. I was like, boy, this is a lot of animation.
And it's subcategorized. Even if there's a tip outside of the actual anim tip, he then categorizes that with separate bullet points and what the episode was about and who the guests were.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's great.
That's crazy.
Like we have someone that listens.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's kind of like an eye-opening experience right now.
Yeah, so I've referred back to that. No dry erase marker has been spoken about.
All right, anyway, go back to the tip. Thanks,
So anyways,
Daniel.
the tip, it's an easy way to a black dry erase marker, I guess you can use color, whatever you want, just straight onto your monitor. You can track your arcs just frame by frame, just put a little dot on the screen, or you can trace poses to kind of ghost your poses. It's basically an easy light table for your drawings without having to get into the technical headache of an arc tracker or anything else that you may need to set up locators or anything you need to. A lot of those tools really do work really well and they're interactive, but sometimes just a good old-fashioned dry erase marker is quick and dirty, and you can just take your thumb and get rid of it real quick. And I don't know, there's something old school about it that I really dig.
I would suggest getting a piece of plexiglass put on your monitor if you can, because over time, if you did that over time, you get some residuals all over the monitor.
Yeah,
but
especially if you have
that's probably
a nice
my only
fancy
tip
one.
to that.
Yeah.
But
It's
Especially
real
at
cute
home.
seeing the new people coming into work and putting it on their at work monitors. It's like I gave up on that a long time ago. I don't own this monitor.
That is exactly my mentality. I'm like, if I
Well,
mess it up bad enough, I'll just ask for a new one.
I would
I'm not-
never.
I don't have that luxury.
Yeah,
but-
I understand.
Makes sense. Because I was just as guilty, man.
Man, the worst I ever saw was Ryan Deniston's monitor, man. That thing was permanently smudged black. Like, I swear he must have multiple times used Sharpies and tried to get it off, and it was, yeah, his screen was the worst I ever saw of that.
Well, if anyone at Blue Sky right now gets notes from Doble, he's just notorious for drawing like line over line over line over line to get the perfect thing, and then he just like licks his thumb and just smears it across your monitor, and then he just walks away, and it's like, oh, I don't want to touch that, and I gotta clean it. It's the worst.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
bud.
Come on, Doble. Don't touch your mouth around your subordinates.
Yeah, you monster.
Yeah. So let's get into other animation news before we jump into maybe some little video games. Other animation news. Michael and I are done. With Spies in Disguise.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, yeah,
I
we
know it
quit animation.
I knew it was a tough one, so that's awesome. Congratulations.
It's complete.
To both of you.
Coming.
I think as of today, we are 100% in animation, so even the last straggler shots have been approved by the directors. It is a wrap. It is a wrap, baby.
Woo!
It's awesome.
That was as of today.
That's today. Like, there was a couple, like, just last couple straggler shots. Some people went on vacation and had to come back and finish it up, so done today. So
I'm happy to hear that because I'm coming back tomorrow and I don't want any QC stuff.
Nah, man. I think those live with the TAs. So, unfortunately, they are not 100% there. So,
Yep. We did it.
we did it.
We should actually. That's a good point. We should give shout out to TAs.
That-
Oh, fuck.
They're like
Yeah.
they're the unsung heroes, man.
Yeah, and they're,
You know?
I think we actually officially switched their title to TDs now.
Oh, really?
I think they go
That
by
actually
different names at different
that
studios.
aligns with the game industry,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah. Either way, they are.
Yeah,
You're
they're
right.
great.
They're the unsung hero. Like, anytime somebody messes up a foot penetration or cheats something so bad to camera that, or their subframes are so jacked, they're like they're little night elves that fix everything behind the scenes with very little credit.
Yeah, it's like
And honestly, like none of our stuff would look nearly as good without those little fixes.
everyone views animators like Santa Claus, but would Santa Claus get anything done without his goddamn elves that do all the work? No.
That's
a good analogy, man.
On YouTube, that one. If you're watching on or listening to it on a podcast, just load it on YouTube just for that. That was a nice little. That was pretty sassy. I like it, Michael.
Thanks. I have no more comment about it.
All right, Santa Claus is done. Elves are great. Covered it.
Um,
Well, plug your shit.
Comic-Con.
Oh,
Comic-Con
okay.
was a little bit. I didn't tell you guys I was going to bring this up, and I didn't realize I was going to until I was just looking through YouTube 2 minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
And I remembered that there was a clip from Gendy Tartakovsky's new show on Adult Swim, the guy who made Samurai Jack, among other things. But his new show... Oh.
Just to get your reaction.
Jeffrey! Why you got cut so deep on the things I and many people love?
Because it brings me great pleasure.
I know it does. Anyway, there's a new clip of his new show Primal, and it looks fucking awesome. It's like Samurai Jack, but instead of a samurai, you got a crazy caveman that destroys dinosaurs, and the animation is really cool, and it's sexy as all hell. So everyone just look at that. That's all.
Great. That's good. If you want to check out something else that's sexy as all hell, Michael posted a new animation.
Ah! It's not really an animation though. But hold on. Share screen. This one. Start sharing. Look
I'll
at this.
move my
everybody.
head.
I made a new short, sort of. It's more of an animatic called Champion Moon, which is the greatest film title I'll ever come up with and you'll ever hear. And it's... Can you hear it, or is that just on my end?
It's just on your end.
All right. Well, anyway, it's about an astronaut that crash lands on a planet, and he's trying to find some sort of connection or something, and then maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But it's something I shot when I was in Iceland and Norway a while ago that I didn't work on for a very long time because it got really out of hand and got too big, and then I decided to edit it down and make it shorter so I could animate it, and then I still never animated it, but this is all you get, so please enjoy.
I gotta say, like, I know you call it like an animatic film hybrid thing,
Yeah.
but honestly, to me, it felt like it shouldn't be done in any other way. Like, the style really plays nicely, just like the rustic sort of approach. You know what I'm saying?
I have definitely like become very accustomed to the way it looks, and like when I finished this, when I decided to finish it out, I was just like, this is it. I'm never really gonna come back to it. This is final. And then I posted it at work, and like a bunch of people were commenting like, what is it gonna look like when it's finished? Like, you gotta finish it. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know. It's pretty close. It would still just be 2D drawings on live action backgrounds because I think that just looks cool. But yeah, like, this is done. I'm never gonna do anything more with this. The only finite chance that I would actually return to it, and it's never gonna happen because I don't even have any followers at all on Twitter, but I tweeted it at Disasterpiece, the guy that did the music for Fez, among other things. And I really, really, really wanted him to score it somehow if I made enough money, and I tweeted it at him, and he didn't respond. I got like one like on it. Nothing happened at all. So if you want to see Champion Moon finished to 100% completion rate with animation, compositing, and film score by Disasterpiece, go retweet that tweet. Or maybe just watch this and get me over 230 views, because I pour my soul into a lot of stuff, and then nobody looks at it, and it's sort of sad, but I keep doing it anyway, and I don't know why. It's because I have to make stuff, but nobody cares, and it sort of sucks.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's the summary of an artistic life. Unless you're really famous or you make Lucas the Spider.
I get it, man. I totally get it.
We love your stuff.
Anyway.
there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of people who feel the same exact way, man.
Thank
a lot
you.
Of very talented people. You know.
Well, speaking of personal projects, sorry to just go past your Champion Moon, but
No,
other
shut up for a second.
Okay, I will. Sorry, I'm trying to shepherd.
I know, you're doing a good job, but I didn't jump on it quick enough. I still have more stuff coming. I finished sort of a script for the next comic book. It's 70 pages long right now, which means it'll be like a 150-page book probably. And I'm going to state it on air now, so I have something to hold me to it. I am legit trying to get this published for real through an actual publisher. So by the end of the year, I hope to be in some sort of contact with the publisher. They might just say like, this sucks and no thank you. But that's enough for me. Anyway, that's all.
Well, actually, that's worth replugging. It's Alabaster Taint. So definitely check out that book. It's really worth it. It's great.
Yeah, I don't know how to find it anymore. I forget the name of the website.
So many
go to
things
my
come
Instagram.
up when you Google search Alabaster Taint.
Do they? Hey, look, it's actually the first result.
There you go.
Good job. I know you pulled that out of your butt, but here we are.
So we should share that. Speaking of which, we should share the link on our social media, including our new Instagram page.
Hey.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
This is a whole episode of plugs. Here we go.
Yeah, strap in, folks. We gotta monetize this podcast somehow.
Yeah. So our Instagram page is it's just a few more minutes podcast. It's a pretty long name.
Great. Give it a follow. Pete posts stuff, I think.
At just a few more minutes podcast. Get in. Look, we already said a big congrats to our very own Jeff Gabor for being accepted into the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
Oh.
Yep.
See?
I did it.
You did it. And now you get all the screeners.
I know what you're referencing. You did it, Mr. Bear.
You did it.
You did it. Sorry, inside Horton joke, as if there aren't enough of those all the time.
All right, Pete, your personal
yeah.
project. You went out to another convention this last weekend and plugged Croom some more. You have some more new builds. I've been watching you and your brother are still a lot on Twitch that you guys are streaming. You even streamed just last night again.
Yeah, I think you might be streaming right now, actually. But that has been going forward at a steady plug. We're in the middle of building out level 2 design, design and animation. The thing about the pixel art thing is like you want to try and do it as a whole. So it's you got to work as fast as you can, otherwise you forget things, as you go. So it's been fun. It's been intense, but I'm really excited about it. We added new mechanics to level 2, so
That's cool.
what was traditionally just like a sword shoot sort of thing is now a sword shoot. Pull this switch to do that.
Oh, nice.
Use this pressure switch. Push this block on this pressure switch. We're really kind of going the whole Zelda route with it.
I love it.
So it's been interesting seeing my brother design those systems too on Twitch. So
Yeah. And then you've been posting some animation stuff too, right?
yeah, and that's been interesting too because as time goes on, I feel like I get better at it. Like not only from an animation standpoint and like on doing good animation in pixel art, but it's also the design aspect of it, which is that combination makes it either makes it breaks it. So
Yeah.
if I just feel like it's starting to really come together. But yeah,
It looks pretty dang cool, dude.
Yeah, I can't wait to play
Thanks,
it again.
man.
Yeah, it was fun. And you're gonna actually take it to the Retro World Expo that we've been attending for years and years, and now you're gonna actually have your own booth there.
yeah, yep. But that will be showing at the. We're hoping to have level 2 at that point in time finished, or at least like to the point where level 1 is now, which is about 80%. And hoping everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, so if you're interested, Retro World Expo is up in Hartford, Connecticut. So Pete and his brother Jeff will be there pimping the game out. Pete will be there on Sunday. Jeff will be there on Saturday and Sunday, I imagine. I'm going to show up and buy some video games and maybe hang around a little bit and give you a hug at the booth. So
Yeah,
When is
man.
that?
that is the
September 28th and
yeah.
29th.
Yeah.
It's 2 days this time. So it unfortunately aligns with my wife's birthday.
Oh, no.
So, which I didn't realize until my brother bought the tickets. I was like, what? And so I'm not going on her birthday, obviously. That's not a good idea.
Good husbanding.
Yeah, so. Everything else going good? What are you guys playing?
Cool. So yeah, in terms of playing, like one of the most anticipated games of the year, like we always have that episode at the beginning of the year, and one of those games came out, and that was Mario Maker 2. So I've been playing a ton of that. That game is awesome. It's like you get to be a game dev, but you don't have to do all the hard stuff. You just get to do level design, and it is so fun. It's a really well-made game.
Yeah, I played your level that you made. It was good. It was hard. Didn't know what I was doing. But then I figured it out, and I still couldn't beat it.
I was in the same boat.
Which one was it? Power Up? Do you remember?
I don't remember the name of it. I was chasing a bullet bill, or I was racing it.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, Power Up.
Yeah. It's cool. Did you refine it? Did you make more?
No, that's the only thing about Mario Maker that I wish you could do is like once you upload it, it becomes locked. So if you were if you were to then delete it, you lose all the comments or stats that it has collected. So it's kind of in cement. And I don't want to change it now because one of my friends actually works for the YouTube channel Up Up Down Down. It's like a wrestling hybrid. It's WWE cast members, but that it's about them like playing games, and a lot it's like retro video games, current video games, even has like a Game Chasers aspect to part of it. Either way, one of the main hosts ended up playing my Power Up level.
Really?
It's so cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So now I don't want to change
it. Like Austin Creed or whatever?
Yeah.
Really? I'm looking it up. I don't believe you for a second.
Too.
Oh man, I'll pimp it. I'll show it. I'll prove I'm not crazy.
What is the name of their show?
So if you go to YouTube and go to Up Up Down Down, and then look up Mario Maker 2, you can see it.
You know what we need to play, guys? Just to fill the time while you look that up, we should play Dream Daddy together. Where we date the dads and find out which one we want to date.
What is that on? Is that a Steam game?
I think it's on Steam, yeah.
I'm totally down with that, dude. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, I'm totally confused.
Wait, here we go. Super Mario Maker 2, we want your toughest custom levels.
Yep. Here, let me share the screen, all right?
All right.
Am I sharing it? I think I am.
It is Austin Creed. Yeah, you are. I just saw myself. Whoa, he's got like a fucking fro right now.
There it is.
Power up, Jaggy Man.
See, there it is. There's the bullet bill level and everything.
Oh, yeah. I played that.
Does he beat it, though? Question. Beat that bullet bill?
Look at that. 55,000 views. And I think it's cool. I don't know how many people even remotely looked at this and decided I want to play that, and I think it's near to nobody. But still, I think it's neat.
Well, can't you see how many people play your level?
Yeah, you can. I checked it out on week 1, and a few people did, but it wasn't a lot. But it does feel. That's what I'm just saying I like about the games. It makes you feel a little bit like a game maker. I know it's not real compared to what you're doing, Pete, but at least it itches that scratch just a little bit. Scratches that itch.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Totally, man. And it's cool that something like this is readily available, you know? I know that my son, for instance, he's interested in getting into coding, and he's good at math. So I asked a friend of mine, my friend Joe Mirabello.
Oh, what the heck?
I asked him what it was that, what was a good recommendation, and he mentioned this, and he mentioned something called Code Combat, which is a game, a browser-based game that teaches you code through gameplay. So it's you use use different coding and stuff to move it around and everything, the character around and stuff. It's a pretty neat concept, and my son took to it pretty well. So, and it's good for all ages, it says. So if you're interested in going down that route,
Yeah.
it's never too
Yeah.
late with something like Code Combat. I'm not getting paid.
I was in San Francisco over the past weekend, and I was hanging out with my buddy Ben, and it's just so fun picking like game makers' brains about their game design and stuff, because they think about so many more things than I think about for my creative stuff. It's like two different worlds, but they're like a Venn diagram overlapping a little bit. It's just fun to see the differences and the similarities.
Yeah, totally.
If you're listening, Ben, fucking make that thing that we talked about. Just fucking do.
Oh man, well I don't know if that covered our list of things that we wanted to talk about this week. We did
I didn't talk about what I was playing.
Oh yeah, please tell us.
I forgot. I mean, I haven't been gaming too hard because I haven't been home very much. But, well, let's see. Do you guys remember what I said last time, what I was playing? Because I'm trying to remember where I picked off or stopped off.
Seiko, or what's the name of
You
that?
said you were done with that.
Sekiro?
Sekiro,
You
yeah.
finished that one.
Yeah.
And it felt so
Okay,
good.
so it did feel good. It felt good. So that led me down a path. Stop me if I said this before. I genuinely can't remember. I'm going back and playing all of From Software's games, starting with Dark Souls Remastered, which has taken me forever because I'm playing it blind. I don't know anything about it, and it's pretty great. It's really cool to play Sekiro and then go back and play Dark Souls and see all the similarities and like basically the design of game that they created, like the genre essentially, and seeing how it started and then the refined version and how they fine-tuned everything while still maintaining like the core gameplay. The biggest thing that they changed with Sekiro versus Dark Souls is like sort of like I would relate it to you, Jeff, via Hollow Knight, where like you respawn at certain points and then when you die you lose all your stuff and you have to go back and get it essentially.
Yeah.
And this was sort of a flaw with Hollow Knight too, I felt, where when you do respawn it when you die, and you die a lot in these games, and you're fighting a boss, you have to go through the entire level just to get back to the boss to get your stuff again.
Yeah.
Which is something that they really fixed very well in Sekiro by just the placement of those respawn points. And that's just a huge lifesaver. Anyway, Dark Souls has been very fun, and I played it a long time ago for about 2 hours and decided I hated it and never picked it up again. But it's great. And I also played Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Zelda, whatever the name of it was. That was fucking great. Like if you're dying for a Zelda game, just play that, because it's like legit Link to the Zelda or Link to the Past mixed with a roguelike, and obviously the music beat stuff, which I didn't really like at first, but eventually like you sink into it and it becomes second nature, and then it's genuinely just playing a really fun Zelda game. So I highly recommend that. And then I started Katana Zero, sort of lost interest a little bit because there's way too much like cutscenes in a pixel art game. That's not really what I want. And the levels are so short. You like, this is really fun, and then you beat it, and then it's like, oh, cool, 15 minutes of like weird cutscenes and dialogue that I don't care about. I want Hotline Miami, but with this gameplay where you die and you re-go, you die and re-go, you go to the next level, you die and you re-go. Because all the mechanics were great. I just felt like they're surprising for me to say that, but they feel like they're leaning too heavily on story stuff.
Interesting.
You played that one, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I played it all the way through, and yeah, I can't say it's going to get too much better than that, especially if you're not following the story. Then you're really going to have a problem.
Well, it's been like 3 weeks since I've played it last, so I don't even
You're not
remember
bringing
anything.
it back. I actually have been playing a ton of Dead Cells.
Really?
Yeah. So that's
it's so good.
I haven't played it yet.
It is
I
frustrating.
totally want to check it out.
This is like, how many times am I gonna play this first level? Oh my god.
Yeah, but you do it quick enough. Like you don't even need to farm the first level, and you get to the locked time doors, and you can move quicker.
Yeah, that's true.
I really love the design of that game.
Yeah, it's great. It's a very beautiful game, and still trying to figure it out. Man, I feel like the enemies though, they go up in difficulty so quickly. It's like chumps, chumps, chumps. Oh my god, I'm dead.
Well, maybe you're going the wrong way.
Maybe.
Oh.
Okay.
I've been the only thing I've been playing is this thing I have at my desk, which is this little Dig Dug player.
Wow.
And it has a game on it that's actually never been released in the U.S. It's called the Tower of Juraga. And the Tower of Juraga is this old arcade machine from Japan, and it never made it over here. But I heard some guys on the Retronauts talking about it, and they were saying how it was like a real like inspiration for the Zelda series. And so I wanted to check it out. So when I found out it was coming out here on this thing, I was like, oh man, I gotta try it. It is very crude, but there's something so fun about it, even though it's like cheap and like let's put it this way, it's so old school arcade cheap that when you like attack somebody, there's a random number generator saying that you could still like either die or stay alive and kill them.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So it's like it's that kind of cheap, but it's really addicting for some reason to see how far you can get, because there's like 60 levels, and there's secret on every level that you have to try and figure out, and all it is like a scrolling screen maze with like this little guy that's kind of squash perspective like Link and stuff. And, really bizarre game, but a lot of fun.
Can you hold it up again?
Yeah, turn off your shading.
Just hold it up in front of your face.
I'm sorry. Let me turn this, unblur my background. It's something made by My Arcade. It has 3 games on it. So this one's Dig Dug, and it has Dig Dug 2, and it has Tower of Juraga, because they're all Namco games, and they're the NES versions of the game. So,
it looked slightly familiar, and I thought maybe this was the same thing, but not. But did you guys hear about the play date
in New York City?
No, it's a new like tiny little handheld device.
Oh yeah,
here, I'll show it to you.
The thing with the crank.
Yeah,
I did see that.
It's just like this tiny little thing that I forget. They announced it a couple months ago, but I think you pay for like a monthly subscription or something, and they give you a new small little game with it every month or so, and they're all like they don't all require the use of the crank, but this is just one example of a game using it, and it just like advances time forward or slows it down, et cetera, and it's tiny. And I think they only have 20 games on it right now. And they haven't even announced what games there are, but they have the guys that made Firewatch making something for it and everything. Just looks cool. I think they're probably going to charge way too much for it because it looks very hipstery.
Go back at the top. See that? Oh, that's the article giving the little tagline. Little, yellow, different.
Jeffrey.
Oh, it's a 90s reference to like,
what was it?
It's like Advil or Motrin or something like that.
Yeah,
I forget. I mean, I'm sure you could just Google that and it'll come up with it. It's not one of those. It's something else. Whatever. Little yellow different. It's a pill. It was a pill in the 90s.
Wow. It looks cool. I don't think I'll get it, but the design of it is real sexy in my opinion, because it speaks to that hipster vibe that dwells within my core.
No, dude, I don't consider myself a hipster, but I think I might get it. It looks like one of those. It looks like fun little games that don't require a huge investment. You know?
Well, speaking of, how much do you think you would pay for this?
I already know the price of it. So
Damn.
that's not fair.
All right.
20, 25, 29.
Fun,
Oh,
this
Jeffrey.
is a fun game.
59. 99? Oh God! Well, they're making a horrible mistake. 199. Okay, 140. All right, let me. 149. 125. 149. Okay, all right.
Too many. 149. 149. A little too much. That's the
way
thing
too
keeping
much.
me from playing it. Oh, and they only have 12 titles right now
And they'll only
in
ever
their
do 14.
first season.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I actually got an email about that, about with like a developer invitation or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking put Kroom
Or
on
no.
there, dude.
No, wait a minute. I signed up and then they emailed me. They didn't just email me out of the blue. But it's cool that they're making it open like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Heck yeah. Well, have you guys seen any movies lately?
Saw Spider-Man. That was great.
Yeah, me
Oh yeah,
too.
so did I.
It's,
Wow, all three of us saw a movie?
Oh!
Wow!
We should have
I'm the
led
wild
with
card,
this.
man.
On off the fireworks. Here we go. Look at us. Oh. This is how I feel about that. Slow clap. What did you guys think of it?
Well, I'm an outlier in that I like anything with Spider-Man, so of course I loved it, and I thought it was great. I liked the action. I thought it was fun. Yeah, I mean the biggest critique I could say was the bad guy, the villain. He didn't have much of a motive that you could really latch onto or drive the story.
Yeah, there was no spoilers. I liked Jake Gyllenhaal in it up until a point.
For me, I'm not a huge superhero fan, as you guys know, but it was engrossing. I think it's no Spider-Verse, and I'm not biased to animation, but it's no Spider-Verse by any stretch. But it was entertaining, and I didn't think I'd be invested in it, but I was. So
Yeah, I heard a lot of people sort of sad with it. Like, yeah, it's enjoyable, but I feel like the Homecoming Spider-Man was sort of like mind-bogglingly,
Bogglingly.
mind-bogglingly good.
that's a
What did
weird
I
word.
say?
Boggling. Bob.
Mind-
Bob Jungle.
People's brains were exploded because it was so good. Yeah, thank you. And this one was like, yeah, more of the same. Yeah, more of the same. Oh, shit. More Comic-Con news. They announced like the whole slate of the next Marvel movies.
Oh my God, so much.
There's so many, and every couple of months I come on this fucking podcast and say, I'm done with superheroes. I don't like them anymore. But then they keep pulling me fucking back. They got 2 movies on that list that I give a shit about. Number 1, we'll just get it out of the way. Thor, Love and Thunder. Introducing Lady Thor with Natalie Portman. Come on. Put it on my eyes and let it sizzle. Not because of Natalie Portman, just because it's Taika Waititi, and it's going to be funny, and it's going to be great. And it's going to put all the sexist idiots in their chairs and make them shut up. And the second movie is the Doctor Strange movie. Didn't really care about the first one.
I did.
But this one, I mean, it was fine. It was good. It was great. No, it was fine. Touted as the first horror movie in the Marvel series. And the title is Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. I think that's what it is, which is obviously a play on At the Mountains of Madness, which is a big famous H.P. Lovecraft story that is like brilliant and weird and monstrous and crazy.
There's no way this movie can meet your expectations. Zero chance.
Well, my expectations are like very low because they say it's going to be a horror movie and it's going to be like a fucking PG-13. There's 3 jump scares in it. But if they have the H.P. Lovecraftian like mood throughout it, I will be happy.
All right. I hope for your sake it delivers.
And maybe you'll choose to see that movie with me instead of the friend that you go see all your movies with.
Yeah, but that guy got my Mario Maker on Up, Up, Down, Down.
Ah.
I animate for you.
Not anymore.
So you're hold on. Your friendship is purely based on what your friends can give you.
Isn't that all friendships?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, so
That's so sad, man.
That was a joke, by the way. For me, on my side.
yeah. I agree.
You missed some good stuff that we just edited out.
But let's go ahead and just hit the go on the stuff that people painfully waited an hour to finally get to, which was the interview with the with our 2 animation interns in their experience.
We didn't insert that yet? Sorry, guys.
All right.
Yeah, we rambled on for a little bit, huh?
Hey, that's what you got to do. You got to dangle the carrot. You put the milk at the back of the store because that's what people need, and you have to let them go through all the candy and all the other
It's been 45 minutes, man.
I feel like we just
bad
forgot.
by the time you got there.
Okay, there is a fast forward button you can click around. Do whatever you need to do, and they'll find it. They'll find it.
All the people on YouTube, please hyperlink the time code when this happens so they can skip all our bullshit and get to the good stuff.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to do it, but in the description page, right, you can put a little link to a time code, right? Right?
It's true.
I've
I don't
seen
know how
other
to do
people
that
do
shit.
Oh, Michael does that stuff, right? You're one of
Not
the
anymore.
young guys. You know how to, oh, shit. Pete, you upload stuff to YouTube?
He does.
Oh, Pete. Pete, you got to learn. Ask your son.
Pete's been doing great. Don't give him a hard time.
Yeah,
He does like literally everything.
All right, I'm Jeff Gabor. I'm one of the animators at Blue Sky Studios, and along with me, I'll have them introduce themselves. They're the 2 animation interns for the summer at Blue Sky.
I'm Tabitha Kitchen, and I go to Ringling College of Art and Design, and I'm a rising senior.
Hi, I'm Christine Kwok. I just graduated from Seneca College in Toronto, and I'm really excited to be here.
Cool. All right, so you guys are coming to just about the end of your internship, so you guys got like 2 weeks left, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'll have both of you guys kind of answer, but in terms of like the overall summer in the program, like how was it for you?
It's been such an incredible experience getting to know everybody. Everyone is so generous with their time, and they have such a good, loving energy. It really feels like a family here, and I feel like I've learned a whole lot.
Cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy how the program is structured here. I feel like it's a nice kind of in-between having like a production experience and still being a student, because it seems like that's what you guys are trying to simulate here, with task directors for each assignments and kind of deadlines for everything as well. And I feel like it's a really good kind of eye-opening experience for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have either one of you done an internship before?
No, this is my first one.
This is your first, Tabitha, and yours?
I did an internship at Sony ImageWorks last summer.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome. It was when they were doing a Spider-Verse, so it was really cool to see everyone. Some people were working on Smallfoot at the time, some people were working on Spider-Verse, and overall it's just like amazing talent there as well.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about, like, can you explain the experience to students that haven't gone through, like, internships, especially, like, that now that you've done 2 different, like, how very different they can be?
For sure. I think that the internship was definitely here and Sony valuable depending on how you make it valuable. So although the programs were structured very differently, here it's a little more structured and it's catered to advancing your skills as an animator. And then in Sony, it was more geared towards like production. Although my year was a little bit different, I know people in previous years and this current year are working on like actual productions and doing kind of like cycles and stuff like that. No matter what internship that you end up doing, it really only gives you as much as you put into it. So when I was in Sony, I really tried to take advantage of being in a feature studio for the first time and going around and like meeting as many people as I could and trying to be like a sponge and trying to get all the knowledge that I could. And same goes for here right now. Tabitha and I are trying to meet as many amazing talent here as we can and try to, absorb it all during the short time that we have here.
Right. You guys are definitely probably the 2 most proactive interns we've ever had in terms of like going around in the studio and trying to meet people and like having lunch with various people. So you guys are definitely good at that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good year.
I'll ask you, this is more geared towards students. So if you could either go back to your school, which I guess you will, Tabitha, or you could go back to yourself when you were a freshman, like what would you tell them to do, if anything different, starting school? Like what do you know now that you wish you knew?
I think just seizing every opportunity to learn and absorbing everything like Christine was saying, and keeping the perspective of how lucky you are to be experiencing things and really utilize the time that you have to learn. So just focus more, I guess.
For sure. I think a lot of people, especially people who come straight from high school, I see this quite often, they don't kind of realize how small the industry is. And even though you're still in school and, it's still such a small bubble to you, I think that something that a lot of people can gain from is kind of understanding like what they're there to do and how the people around them can help them and how they're going to affect them in the future. So it's kind of like, even though you're still in school and you're still a student, that's kind of the beginning of your professional life.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting, like, have you guys met Aaron Humiston here? I mean, I've talked about him on the podcast before, but it's just interesting. It's like we went to school together like 15 years ago, whatever, and it was like those same relationships pay off a decade later. It's like, we need a 2D person. It's like, oh man, Aaron was amazing. What is he doing? Let's call him up. So it does pay off. Like all the people you meet now are people you're going to end up working your entire careers with. And you guys are definitely lucky to like you with Sony and Blue Sky, and you starting with Blue Sky, and then you'll go and have another year of school and then finishing. It's crazy how fortunate you guys are, for sure. I know, like my internship, I ended up working at a small, teeny tiny studio that I just designed the characters for an online card game, and that was it. and then they have like an intro to their game. You put the CD-ROM in, and it would like play this whole 2D animation I did. It was all for free. Yeah, I think you can see like half the characters now. It's like Dream Quest software, which I always felt like, I was like, this is so odd that the studio's name is Dream Quest and I want to work at DreamWorks. So they said if the characters turned out well and then the game sold, that they would maybe pay me eventually. They're still using the characters today, so I think it worked out, but I never saw any money.
Waiting for the check.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
It's
I'm
great
sure they'll find me.
right?
Yeah, that's exactly what they say, right?
God.
Yeah, and screw it. It was a good experience. It was working hard. So you, just like what you said, is you kind of get out what you put in. Mm-hmm. So every job or everything is like a job, just our opportunity to learn something. So I don't hate them for it. Is there anything like animation related, anything specific that you feel like was especially like helpful to you this summer in terms of like the whether it was acting or one assignment that you feel like was really positive?
I think, you helped us shoot reference for our dialogue piece, and watching you shoot reference was really valuable to see how you process, how you're going to tackle shooting reference. And then also just a little tidbit that I've taken away is drawing with expo marker to track arcs on the screen.
Yeah.
I would have never thought to do that, but I'm so excited to bring it back to school and see if my department head is mad that I'm drawing on the screen. So we'll see.
I always feel like it, especially at work, it's not my monitor. I don't care. They give us like nice color corrected monitors, whatever, and then our Cintiqs, and we're just sitting there just drawing,
marking them all up.
Yeah, like $3,000 Cintiq, you're just like drawing all over it.
Yeah.
I think that kind of going on top of what you said, like analyzing the ref is definitely something that you guys take to a whole new level here. Jackie sat down with me, and Jackie, your mentor, sat down with me, and we were just trying to analyze what you did during just like a little sniff. And, I had some like overlap and like some other stuff going on for the sniff, but just the detail that Jackie went in, and she was talking about like the translation of your jaw and the RX of your nose. I was like, okay, this is a real deal. Yeah, this is like intense stuff. I never would have kind of paid that much attention to like, just every tiny little detail.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that helped, and it'll continue to like help you analyze reference in the future, because I feel like there is an art to analyzing the reference and how you actually apply it to your characters, because it's very different. I mean, I feel like a lot of people stop at like getting the reference, but it's like how you analyze it. And if you get quality enough reference, then it's this whole other task of trying to interpret it, because you definitely don't want to rotoscope it, right? Like nobody wants to do that. Like I haven't seen anybody even try that in a long time, where you just literally put it in the background, trace it, but that will definitely not work.
I mean, you can't even do that, especially because if you're working on a character that's like very specific, right?
Yeah.
And the way that you would express sadness is not how they express sadness. Like they have their own character limitations and like what would be off model for them and everything.
You can see why like motion capture for like visual effects or video games, why the characters slowly morph into looking like the actual actors, because the interpretation of like what their sadness is or whatever it is has to directly translate, or the motion capture data won't work. But I find that interesting.
It is really cool. Yeah.
I'm sure I had one last question, or maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, I did. Good. Okay. Well, what's next for both of you?
I'm going to go back to school and do my thesis film, and then I'd love to come back here. We'll see.
Yeah, so you're at Ringling, you said, so your thesis is like your whole last year you have to complete a short, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So this summer is obviously a bit of a distraction.
A good distraction.
But so like where are you taking like the story development? Like are you working with a partner, or are you doing it by yourself?
I'm solo. Yeah, so our last semester of school in junior year, we do pre-production, so we do like an animatic and character designs, and then over the summer, hypothetically, we're modeling. So in the last 2 weeks of the summer, when I go back before school starts, I'll be modeling characters and working on my layout, and then we get right into it once the school year starts, and we have until December to animate, and then after that, we're lighting and texturing and working with composers and stuff. So it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. It's a hard last year, for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be really useful, though. Yeah. A lot of learning. So.
I just graduated, so this is going to be my first step into the industry kind of thing. Obviously, I would love to come back, just seeing all the work that everyone's doing on Nimona, and it's such a gorgeous direction, too, and like Patrick's an amazing director, and like Jeff Turley has done some amazing work, and just seeing some of the animation tests as well gets me really pumped for the production. So I would love to come back, but for now I'm just trying to look around and see what else gives me opportunity.
Well, awesome. Yeah. I mean, you obviously you got the work from Sony, and then you have the internship work that you'll take away from Blue Sky as well. So I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll find something if it's not here. So you'll do great, I'm sure. So, and then we'll take a look at your work next year, and looking forward to seeing what you do. Thank you. That was a short interview, but thanks. So yeah, absolutely. Take care.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Well, this has been Just a Few More Minutes podcast where three veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that. Animation, video games, Bob's your uncle, Bob Bibbly Boobin, whatever that phrase was that we were trying to say before.
Don't know.
Yeah, we'll see you in the fall because it's hot as balls.
It is so hot. Thanks for not turning your AC on, Michael.
Oh, it's on. You just can't hear it.
What, really?
Yep.
I really
You're going to
don't
hear it tomorrow, and you're going to be like, God damn it.
I should have put on my good headphones because I really don't hear it. Now I'm upset.
I got my fan on up there. The AC's on in the other room.
You're a real son of a bitch.
I'm something.
Ah,
right.
Christ.
All right, good night, everybody.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.